Good morning, guys. Hey, excellent. Hi, Tricia. Michael, fun time. Hold on a second here. Do I have a slow mode on? Oh, yeah. Before we get started, if you are purchasing anything through the web shop, I do have a creator code, Adrian Chong, without any spaces. And that goes towards supporting the channel so that I can continue to do War Robots content for you guys. So yeah, if you use my code, thanks in advance. Okay, so I have up on the screen the Dream Hangar that we're going to be testing out today by Wenby. I don't know if Wenby's here. I kind of left a message under their comment because there's no... I noticed we don't have like a Titan or like a mothership. But we're going to be running the Ocho, the Fenrir, the Phantom, the Siren, Ophion, and yeah, no mothership and no Titan. So I'm not sure what they're running. Hopefully they're in the chat. Hi, Abo. Hi, QTY, Daniel, Walter, Yura. My creator code sometimes doesn't work. It depends on what the... I think it depends on what the offer thing is. So yeah, you just got to keep using it. Hey, I'm just gonna say kid. Good morning to you and Bro B. On the what? On the Fenrir? Okay. Anyways, let's take a closer look here. Okay, so we have the Ocho with the mace and cudgel. I've got the advanced repair, repair amplifier, blast stand. This one, it's gonna depend on what I run into. A lot of players ask me, why do I use last stand? Why not use immune amp? It really depends on what I'm running into on the battlefield. If I'm running into a lot of players that they have crumble weapons, for example, they high damage builds, I may opt to use a last stand. If that's not a problem, or if I'm finding I'm getting locked down a lot, then I might lean more towards the immune amplifier. So it really depends. It's going to depend on your league, I think. Why did I not stream? Oh, I've been busy, Yura. Yeah, that channel doesn't really bring in much for me revenue wise, so I've kind of been focusing more on my trading as of late. Hi, Black Knight. Okay, so we've got the Haruko on here. So I think this is getting a nerf. Speaking of which, if you go to the War Robots official website, under the, I guess, notes for the next update, well, actually, technically, I guess it's this update that we have, they have the balance changes, but I don't believe they are live yet, which means it's like 95% official, because they might change some things, which is always possible. But I think at this point, we can assume that like 95% of the stuff that we see there is most likely going to happen. Hi, Anunnaki. Hey, Cactus. Hey, Brandon. How do you... What? I don't understand that. Okay, so we're going to be using this pilot. If you do run the Ocho, this pilot is the best. I often get asked this question, should they use this one or the other one? So this one is the best. Those are my pilot skills. And then we have the Cryptic Fenrir with the hammer and the Murex. So we don't have a heavy version. of these weapons. So I'm gonna pick like whatever's closest to it, which just happens to be the hammer. Let's see. So yeah, similar setup to the Ocho. This one I may change to unstable conduit depending on how things go. I have the Showdown on here. We've got the Bernadette Wolf pilot. Having so many tanks, you don't struggle as much, but you're running into a lot of MK2 and MK3. Yeah, I think a lot of players, I don't understand. So, you know, when I put out the secrets revealed, there's a reason why I put that out for players so that they have some sort of a guide. Because if you build your robot strong, you can actually get away with a much weaker level bot. So for example, let's just say this Phantom was like MK1 level 12, and you might be like, well, that thing's gonna get smoked. But if you have like the right specialization track, the drone, the pilot skills, it would actually be able to do pretty decent against a guy that has MK3, but they have all the wrong skills and everything else. You know, at that point, it's almost like a level playing field, because the chances are, like, if they don't have the right ingredients, to put it lightly, their bot's gonna go down very fast, even if it's MK3. You may not think so, but trust me, it makes a big difference. You gotta get all those things right. Okay, so we're running the Phantom with the Splinter and Shatter. I don't think I've ever run this build, or if I have, it didn't perform that well when I tested it, but this was a long time ago. I do have the Armadillo on here. I was debating on putting like the Showdown, but I don't want to use the same drone on like all my bots. That's why I decided not to use that. The special focus is going to be on the Siren with the bendy bullets. Okay, so we have the Smooter and Cremola. That's what I'm running. Nuclear Amp, Overdrive. Did I forget? No, I didn't. I just don't like putting two of the same, like two videos, one after the other. I kind of space them out. Yeah, so I went for the Rex first. And that wasn't a mistake. Like, I tried to space it out, because otherwise if I do it, then everyone's going to be like, can I get secret revealed for this bot and that bot? And then I have to keep on doing it, and they sometimes take a while to do. Okay, so we're going to use the Yang Li pilot. So this one ignores enemy shields. If you've got this pilot, you will be able to shoot through the sword unit's shield when you're in flight. Oh, also, if you are going to be using the Siren or even the Harpy, always make sure that you have the Deaf Survivor, the skill. Sometimes players, you know, I think especially the newer ones, when they see this, they're like, oh, this is like a T3 skill. It can't be that great. This skill is probably better than all of these skills, I would say, because the thing is, you can go into ability when you drop down to the ground. If the enemy is shooting you and your health drops down to 50%, you can use your ability again. So it's like an extra ability. Very handy. Usually handy on most bots, I would say. So now we have the Ophion with the atomizers. I don't think they buffed these weapons. They buffed it once. I was actually expecting a buff in the recent balance changes, but I didn't see it. So, yeah. Is there a way to contact? You have to do that in-game, or they might have a contact email, I think, maybe, on their site. You'll have to check. Okay, so those are the skills I have. I might swap out some skills, you know, or pilots or whatever, depending on how my games go. So hold on a second here. This is the original Dream Hangar. If you're wondering like about my Titan and Mothership, it wasn't mentioned, so I'm just going to go with what I feel a lot of players may have. That's why it's really important when you do your comment, your Dream Hangar, that you put not only your pilot ID, but like your Mothership and your Titan, because I need to know like roughly. Otherwise, I can't really help you much. And some players might not think it's like it matters, but it actually does matter, because sometimes I use the Titan to balance what I have in my actual hangar with the bots. So everything is kind of like a balancing act. Hi, Spaz. The other pilot that you can see stealth. I'm going to go with this one more because of the, I think it's increased damage, right? Yeah. I'm just going to try it. I might swap out the pilot. Nothing against doing that. Yeah, that's something you're going to have to contact Pixonic on. I can't answer that for you. Yeah, I don't work for them. You've got to... Some people think I work for them. I don't. You have to contact them. Hi, Swifty. Okay, so we're going to use the Luchador with the Veyron Evoras. This is what I'm running. I don't believe the balance changes are live yet, or are they? I guess we're going to find out. Trying to remember, I'm not sure if these are the best pilot skills, because I haven't run the Luchador in a while, and sometimes when I'm doing tests, I forget to change the pilot skills back. So we'll use the Frederick. That's what I'm running. Wait, is that rapid? Rapid? Not live? Okay. So, if you are new to Dream Hangars and you kind of wondering, what is this series all about? Basically, viewers, which would be you guys, submit your Dream Hangar. I usually pick hangars where, there's 5 different robots. I know some will say, well, easy, 5 tests. Well, I'm not really helping anyone by doing that because it's the same bot. So, 5 different robots, your Titan, your Mothership. Basically something that you're building towards, or it could be a theme. Okay, so what I do is I rebuild it using this account. So this account does not belong to me. It belongs to Pixonic. But it allows me to analyze your hangar, looking at the composition and also the build itself to find where the weakness is. This way, you know what to upgrade or what not to upgrade. And, what to change in your hangar so that, you save your resources and your time. Okay, so that's basically what it is. And yeah, so we're going to run a couple of games with this hangar. We're going to see how it performs. And then midway through, I'm going to go in and I'm going to try to optimize it. So optimizing doesn't mean changing the bot to like a meta bot. What it means is changing like things like the weapons, maybe even the specialization track, the drone, the pilot skills. All of those things contribute to the strength of a bot. If you get it wrong, your build will actually crumble, even if it's maxed out. A lot of players need to understand that because they think like if it's maxed out, it's just going to do well. Doesn't work that way. Okay, so hold on a second here. I'm going to see if I can try to find a game. Hey, guys. Hey, Shy. Is his prize... Actually, I don't have a prize yet. But yeah, there is going to be a prize. Yo. What the... The game is like 40 seconds in. Gee, okay. He's gonna drop in here. I had to get out of there because he was targeting, and the thing is my teammate was shooting him, so he probably charged up his shield. Oh, oh my gosh. Well, so much for that. There's someone behind me. You know what's kind of funny is, so the player that suggested this hangar told me that that phantom is a killer. I'm not sure if he means that it gets killed more or like I'm doing the killing. Oi! Why is my teammates all the way back there? Oh boy. Wow, I'm surprised I didn't even do any damage with that. Just trying to lock all of them down. Ugh. Oh, that guy's gonna kill me. Oh, we actually did a lot of damage to that sword unit. Uh-oh. Well, this is awkward. Wait, there's a sword unit behind me. Set on him. I should have actually waited for my this guy might end up killing me. Nope. This guy's teleporting here. Oh, I wanted to jump that side. No. Try to go for this beacon. Oh, oh my, oh my. Good thing I had my Fenrir ready. What is up with all the sword units that don't dash? I don't know. You know what? Maybe they're hesitating because there's some bots out there that can kill them even when they dash. So, I mean, so for example, like a Kaji, right? The mines. Although you would think they would dash. Maybe they were worried about that. The other thing is also Rex. So if you have a Rex, you can actually withstand a dashing sword unit. You can kill them. Hey, Jake. But yeah, that's a good question. I don't know. The Phantom died like instantly. You know, players forget that you know, I'm playing in Champion League. It might work in Expert or like Silver League or something. And when you're going up against the strongest players in the game that actually know how to build their bots, it will go down very fast. Oh, I had to go this way. Trying to get that Loki. Uh-oh. Ugh. Thing's gonna get me killed. That Loki is going for a beacon there. So the thing is, can this guy kill me? I wanna attack that guy, but I can't. I'm trying to hit him. I can actually still hit him like this. I'm hitting you. Out of range. That Phantom is just getting whooped. Ugh. Shoot, I thought that guy was closer. The snake move, he was linked. That guy was linked, that's why I couldn't kill him. I'm just getting smoked. All of these flying bots. Yep. This is what happens when you have a, you don't have a proper hangar. You just get smoked. Doesn't matter if it's maxed out. Oh, we got that beacon. I think they're gonna be pushing. They got their Titans out here too. Wait, what is that? What the heck is that? I think we should just push. I think we should just push into their spawn. That sword unit's gonna get me. Oh, we got a kill. Well, the good news is we got 4 beacons here. Although technically we're still losing based on the beacon bar. No. Wait, I thought this guy was on our side. I didn't realize he was on their side. I need this guy to knock his shield here. Where's the other Atlas? Ugh. That was actually pretty decent damage from that distance. We might actually still lose here. This guy did a lot of damage to me. Yeah. Isn't the Growler and the Howler getting a nerf? I think they like buff slash nerfed it. Hi, Audio Slave. Okay, so we have 123 viewers, 43 likes. Can you guys do me a favor and smash that like button? It helps the channel out. This way, other newer players get to find my channel and I can help them as well. Hi, Terminal. Oh, that was brutal. But it just goes to show you, you can have a maxed out hangar. You know, if you build it wrong, doesn't really matter having max level equipment. The Howler, yeah, I'd have to test it, but it's not live yet, so you know what we see now, the game is going to play very different. Thanks, guys. The space map that was in the test server, which one was that? I'm trying to remember which map that was. Sometimes they test maps for like other modes that they're thinking of bringing into the game. Because I remember we tested, there was like a bridge map. This was a while back and we never saw it, but I kind of saw a map sort of similar to it. I think it was in like a skirmish or something. Or, yeah, something like that. They may have a Kaji or something back there. Oh my. Well, we got that guy, but I'm almost dead here. Honestly, this build's really bad. But you know what? Those weapons are gonna get a buff, so I don't know. If I had known that guy was there. You gotta get rid of their, I think it's a Leo. Whoa, what the heck was that? Something just dashed. Wait, they have a Titan? What was that? Oh my. Shoot, I charged him up. Oh guys, sorry. But it was worth it. Oh gee. Oh, they have shield breaker. They had shield breaker. Here we go. Shield breaker. Locked him. Dead. Yes! That's our first sword unit. I would have gone for this guy too, but I have to wait for my ability. But we kind of know where he is, right? Is it this guy? I think it's this guy. Got him. Scorpion. Got him. Blocked him. Ah! I'm dead. Hey, we got a couple of kills with it. It was worth it. Maybe I should have dropped in with my Titan. Oh, whoa, what the? What happened to him? How did he die so fast? He was there and he was gone. What? Who killed him? Sword unit? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Wait, is that guy linked to the Ophion? This guy's gonna melt through me. Shoot. Guys, I think we need some beacons. I'm just saying. Oh boy. I'm gonna get killed here. Good thing I had my Frederick ready. Why did it swap? He killed himself. I'm not firing at them. Uh-oh. Ugh! Save me! Got him. Can't shoot him. Yeah, you never want to shoot a sword unit when he's in flight like that, because you just basically charge him up. Not a good idea. Whew, that's a lot of sword units. And I thought I killed a lot earlier. They actually have even more. Wait, is that a Loki? It is a Loki. Wait, is this the same guy from earlier? This Kaji should fire, because I think he can hit this guy even despite... I think I am hitting him. I can see my crosshair going red, and he's backing away too. He knows. Got him. I targeted the guy that was behind him. Don't need quantum radar. Oh, I think I angered the beast. Ugh. Ah. Well, you know what? We actually did kinda decent. You'll get a warning? No, they don't want to do the warning thing, because that's what... It would be like a nerf to it. That's why... So someone actually asked me next update, like when they, well, the update technically that some of us have already, like on Android, in that next one, is the sword unit going to be bad because of the balance, the rebalance? I don't know, because when I was on the test server, I was dying a lot to the sword unit. The thing is, players don't seem to understand when the sword unit goes into flight, they just shoot at it. They're basically charging up the sword unit so that they can get killed by it. Which, I mean, I don't know if it's going to affect the sword unit that much. You would have to put a cap, I think, on the damage that it absorbs. But even then, I'm not sure. Because players still shoot at it. The rebalance? No, I don't believe it's live yet. It's easy to, yeah, like sometimes you might be shooting at like a guy that's next to him or behind, and then he's like right there and your targeting switches. That's the worst case. And you're charged up and you just fire into his shield. Only a split second, that's all it takes. There's the Fafnir. I'm not sure if they still have it capped. I think at one point they capped it, but then I think they may have removed it. I don't know. Yeah, it didn't have a cap before. Okay, so hold on a second. This is the original Dream Hangar that I'm testing. So we're going to go in now and I'm going to optimize it. So I'm going to try to see if I can make this more effective. Okay. Let's see what we're going to change here now. This is just me personally, but I have found like the showdown works really well on there. If you have a revive, it probably works really well on the Ocho too. But let me just see. Hold on a second. Yeah, I think I'm going to try the showdown on here. Showdown, and then I'm going to use a reviver maybe on that Phantom. Wait, did I pass? Crumble. I'm going to add some crumble weapons too. Yeah, because the thing is, when I encounter Teth, I'm not going to kill them with this build. What I need is I need something that's going to prevent them from healing, and it's going to be the Gangiel. So you don't technically need to run a lot of these. I just prefer running 2, or actually I could get away with 1 even, because I have a showdown drone on here, so it keeps all my weapons. But if you think that the weapon's gonna get knocked off, or there's a chance of that happening, then best to run like 2. So this build here is designed to bring down, or at least do damage to a Teth. I'm gonna change, hold on. I think I'm gonna change this one here. We're gonna apply some shot grouping to these mace, just because, like, so with the Ocho, typically when you're charging at players, you are pushing them back. So this is gonna allow me to hit more of my shots with those weapons. So do you see what's actually happening now? Like, I don't know if you guys noticed, like I'm changing the weapons, but I don't just change the weapons because, you know, what I run here is going to affect my drone and the pilot. So it's all about like configuring. It's like a puzzle. It's not like you just do one thing and then whatever weapons you put on it, it's going to work. Sometimes it works. Sometimes it doesn't. Think. Wonder if I had to run Kieran on here. The only thing is the dispersion of it. I'm not sure about that. I guess if I dropped in on a player, this might work better. Okay, so now we need other weapons for this. I'm trying to think like what I could run on here that would make it stronger. Let's Let's try. I mean, I don't know if this is gonna work because shredders. There's only 2. If I was working with 4, then maybe. But let me just see. It might even be weaker. The thing is, I don't want to run too many of like the mace and stuff. So I'm trying to also balance my weapons out where I'm not like focused on like having 2 or 3 bots with the same weapons. Maybe the Murex will work on here. I know I have it on the so we have it on this one, but this one only has 1, so it may be okay. Wonder how the piercer would do on this thing. Oh, that's crazy. So I actually had Adamant, Guardian, Stubborn, Warrior on here, and that thing was still going down. The thing is, I don't have a last stand. So the other option would be to run a Shy or something on that thing. But I think Reviver might work. I think it might work. Let's try this pilot. Trying to think, do I want modules on here? Okay, I'm just gonna keep that. I have a feeling the other one might be better though. Okay, so hold on a second here. Let me just go back to when I do the composition for a hangar, or I look at the composition, I look to see the first thing usually that a lot of the players, when they are struggling, they have too much range. Right now we have 2 bots that have range, and on top of it that they're flying bots. So these are pretty fragile. Which means depending on which mode I'm playing, like if I'm playing Beacon Rush, I've got to make sure that I get rid of these bots early on. But you don't want to run it first because, well, if you run it first, then you risk the chance of the enemy getting your beacons. So you probably want to run maybe like the Phantom or the Ocho first. And then you have to transition into these. And then I would not stick around in these bots for too long, because you want to fall back eventually on your like your Ocho or your Fenrir. Okay, because that's how you're gonna amp up your damage at the end quicker. But let's see what happens. Hey Joe. Hi Mango. Hey Venus. User up on the Siren? What? I actually use the paralysis because our paralysis applies the lockdown. This way the sword units can't get away. Ah, we got cactus there. Wait, probably rapid too. Yep. Well, we managed to lock him. Uh-oh. I can't use my ability. Ugh. No. Ah. You know what? It is a bit stronger though. Okay, now I gotta get rid of this. Yeah. Good thing actually you might be right about the QR. Ooh. Okay, so you see how we have a... So now I'm going to use this because I have the Gangeo on here. So you see how he's taking damage? See how he can't heal up? That's why. Although he's linked. He's linked by their... Oh, we got that beacon. So what I'm doing is I'm hitting him with all the crumble weapons so he can't heal. Hey, got him. This is why you run counter. It's like playing chess. You know, you gotta have a counter to what the other team's running. Sometimes you don't have the weapons, and that's fine. Like, you gotta understand that, you know, it's a team game. There's a good chance that your teammates will have the counters. This guy should watch his the top right. Just gonna empty my clip. They may drop in over here, so that's why I'm waiting on this side, just in case. There's a guy up on the roof. Ugh. See if I can lock him down. I used my Frederick, that's why I'm moving so fast. Yes! What the? What are you... Rapid, what are you running? Well, at least they're making it fair for me because they are squatting. Wait, is that rapid? Ah! Wait, both of you! Yo, I didn't think that was gonna do that much damage. Holy, what are you running on that thing? Oh, come on! I tried to get him in midair. Oh wait, he got him. Wait, maybe it worked. Maybe I did hit him. He just had a little bit of health left. I'm playing with rap. Yeah, they play. Oh shoot! Ugh. We got the chubby. Uh-oh. I could so lose this. I know that. They're just messing around. What the? There was a weird glitch. Rapid and Cactus could have easily won this game. He had the storms. All I know is my health dropped real fast. Man, that Ophion, that actually surprised me. Mind you, I think I did use Frederick, but still. That did surprisingly well. The Atomizer. Well, the thing is they did buff the Atomizer. But I was expecting another buff because usually they do it in like rounds of like 1 or 2. Well, 2 or 3 rather. How could I bully? They threw the game. The Luchador is still doing well. You're not going to sell it. Well, we don't know. Remember, the changes aren't live yet. When did they remove stealth from Devourer? What do you mean remove stealth? When you use your ability, you go out of stealth. Oh, you popped Frederick? I was like, yo, that thing's doing a lot of damage. Almost killed me. I was looking at my health. You know, I thought at first I was okay. And I was like, whoa, wait. I got no more health left. I may not survive this. They have a lot of guys back there with the boom weapons. Oh, this guy in front of us. Ugh. That guy EMP'd me. What the heck's he running? Oh, wait. Oh, yes. Good thing that guy linked to me. Oh, come on. They have a eh. It's allowing me to reload. Oh, come on, no! Oh, you know what? That's definitely a lot more stronger than before. Wait, what's over there? I guess we know what he's in. Oh, come on, no. Yo, ouch. Whoa. Hi. I'm gonna get killed. Might as well lock them all down for my teammates. Dude, this actually does a lot of damage. If you combine it with your Frederick. Oh. I'm gonna die. Oh. They have a Skyros out. Whoa, what the? I need to push their beacon. This way we will have 4 beacons and they won't be able to recover. So if I can get to this beacon here. Oh, I killed him with that. What the? I actually killed the guy with my orbital strike. The reason why I jumped here is because I'm trying to get them to stay in their spawn area. Let my teammates go get those beacons. accidentally pressed the wrong button there. I was trying to use the orbital strike on that guy and I used my ability button instead. I'm still messing up. Even after switching for like a couple weeks. Reaper is not scary now. Reaper's got a really bad reload. How many seconds is it? It's quite long. I remember when I tried it after it had been nerfed, I was like, whoa man, they they really did the Reapers dirty. Only two. That doesn't make sense, BGMI. If they remove the stealth from the Devourer, you might as well not even run it. You might as well run the Kid Titan. That's what makes it strong. And as for how do you kill it, there's multiple ways that you can kill it. So for example, Bjorn in the Boar mode can kill it. You will actually force him out of their stealth because they'll be taking damage. Also, if your weapons are aligned with the Devourer, so for example, if you had a Dux, you can kill it. You don't need even quantum radar. You just fire at a target that's behind and you will kill them. So it's more you need to learn your counters rather than them nerfing it out of convenience. 15 seconds for the Reaper. All I remember is really long time. Because wasn't it like 8 seconds at one point? Yeah, 15 seconds. Wow, that is... It's like almost like double. What weapons do I have on this? Oh, atomizers. Yeah, so you can actually... These are the limited edition versions, but you can build that in Workshop. So that would be... Hold on. That would be, yeah, Atomizer. So, Nucleon Quarker Atomizer is the family. That's what it looks like. I'm just running the limited edition version because it looks cooler on here. Nerf City will be here soon. You know what's kind of funny is, so, with the Devourer, the players were wondering when was it going to get a buff. And I'm like, well, why does it need a buff? Because all the other Titans are getting a nerf. So technically, it's getting a buff. It's just not to the Devourer. You know, everything else is getting weaker as a result. So it gets stronger. That's how balance changes work. Hey, Quan. Yo, man, we can't find any games. What the... Devourer is far too easy. I know, like, you sure about that? I'm just gonna go onto this beacon here so that we change it faster. So the more players you have on a beacon, the faster it changes. This is why you always stay on a beacon when you're fighting, because if the enemy has 2 players on, you won't be able to drop in there. Like if they kill you and... Yeah, I know that's probably ultimate. They got ultimate to Lumbers back there. I can hear it. Thing is it this guy? In a weird way, I kind of like the... kind of like the shaders on here. This guy's gonna kill me. Ugh. Oh, whoa! We almost killed the guy. That actually did really well. Whoa, all these mines. At least it's ours and not theirs. Oh no. Man, these guys with their orbital strikes. Whoa, that guy's moving real fast. What is that? This guy's gonna kill me here. Yeah. But I think it was worth putting the paralysis on there because, you know, I can lock players down, which is really handy. This guy's coming around the corner. Be careful. Oh my. Someone's going to... I have my Frederick. That's really good. Ugh. Yes, this guy's saving me. But I'm gonna get myself killed now. Ah! No! Yeah, that thing actually does a lot of damage. I didn't realize. It works really well with the Frederick. Oh boy, this guy walked into the wrong neighborhood. So that's the other thing too. You know how I have crumble weapons on here? This Skyros, he can't heal up. He's got to wait a couple seconds. Just gonna empty my clip. It's like I'm going up against my big brother. Oh shoot, he's gonna sit on me. Oh! Oh! Yeah, we need to deal with stuff here. He's gonna get that beacon, right? I got my Frederick. I can actually activate it now. He's just doing more damage to himself. Nope, you're not going anywhere. Oh, wait, this Tith. Keep using your ability. EMP him. Keep using your ability, dude. There we go. How did they end up in our spawn like this? Whoosh! Whoosh! Chubby's coming for his lunch money. Have some Sonics. This thing is so chubby. Chubby and slow. Game's over. He's not going to be able to get to another beacon. Hey, Muga. You know what? That's a definite improvement on that Phantom. It's funny because I'm using shredders on there too. I was tempted to put the blast shotguns on, but then I was like, wait, but we got it on the Ocho, so I was like, nah, maybe not. You didn't get the Murex. I think that was one of the pilot IDs that it didn't identify in the system. So what I would do is maybe when the stream is done, do a copy and paste of your pilot ID just to make sure. So you want to go to the settings here. So go here, click on that, and then paste it in the comments under the live stream when I'm done. And I'll try to catch it. Yeah, because sometimes players, they give me the pilot ID and it's incorrect. And then they wonder why they didn't get the prize. I'm like, well, how am I supposed to send it to you? You gave me, that's like giving me the wrong, your wrong postal address, you know, same thing. The Siren kind of needed. Yeah, so some players ask me why don't, we can use the Oppo on here. The thing is though, the paralysis is really handy with these weapons because I can lock them down. Like, it's not just handy for me, but it's also for my teammates. So, like, if there's a sword unit that's trying to escape, I can lock him down. He's going to be, you know, he's going to be there for a while. And if there's, like, scorpions or, like, Shenlows on my team, they can attack him. You know that it has potential. This one. Wait, which pilot do you use? I think so. This one has its advantages with the QR. It depends on what you're going up against, though. You know, if you're going up against a lot of stealth bots, then it makes sense. After the module rework, well, that's because players were putting double repair amps and stuff on it. I wouldn't say that it broke, it's just that the game actually found more balance when they did that, because you could turn anything into a tank. Yeah, it's really nice having that. I can lock him down. By the way, if you're wondering why am I not dead, it's because of the reviver drone. That's what was allowing me to do that. Gotta be careful here. Thing is, I don't know if I saw any sword units. Yeah, you see, I can't lock them down now. I'm doing damage to them, but I'm not locking them down. The good thing is that I will have a shield when I drop down. But the lockdown is really handy. Yeah, like now, I could have locked all of them in their spawn there. The other thing too, is that if you're running the paralysis, when you use unstable conduit, you're actually boosting your damage output too. So there's like multiple benefits to it. Yeah, I can't lock him down. You see that? Yep. I think if I had locked him down, I probably would have killed him. This guy's gonna end up killing me here. Yeah, I can't lock him, but I might be able to. Yeah, we got a kill. Yeah, paralysis is 10 times better. I'm gonna switch back to the paralysis after this. That's definitely a lot better, like hands down. I can tell, like, I could have locked their whole team in their spawn. Yeah, even those players there. See, like here, I would have been able to lock him too. He can lock all the players. Yeah, I just realized you'll be able to lock Atlas down as well, right? But I don't have the paralysis on here right now. Yeah, see, look. Yeah, I'm gonna be dead. I'm cooked. Because now he can get to me. Yep. But at least you guys know. You know, you don't have to go for the Oppo. I mean, would I use the Oppo? Only if I didn't have paralysis, I think. When Decay got the crazy buff. Yeah, this other drone's way better, like 10 times better. There's so many instances where, like, not only can you lock players down, like, for example, when they all started spawning in, you got to remember just a couple of hits on them, and then they all would have been locked in their spawn. And that Atlas that got to me, he would have been locked as well. So I could have escaped. Yeah, you'll have to put your ID, not in the live chat, in the comments when the stream is done, because I won't be able to find it with all the scrolling. Hey, Robert. Hey, Finn. Okay, we'll play one more game and then we'll wrap things up. I think that's nice improvement though. What I've got here. So yeah, the Siren actually did really well. I wouldn't recommend the Oppo on it though. I think paralysis is still better. Just the benefits of it. I'm finding this Phantom's a lot tougher too. With their reviver, it makes a huge difference. He's almost dead. He is dead. Ah, I'm injured. I lost the arm, guys. I'm locking them down. I think I locked the sword. I think I locked the sword unit. What was that guy in? I need to sacrifice this. I wonder if I can lock this guy down. We're going in! I try to get to the one player there. Yeah, these guys are coming in hot. Ugh, I was hoping I could get them. I was trying to use them to charge up my shield. Ah! Locked. He's locked. He's dead. He kind of backed away. Well, when he saw me, I think he like paused. He knew what was coming. Yep, he's locked. He's dead. That guy's locked too. Or, no, I think... That's got to be a Titan. Ah! I locked him down. I locked him. I think, did he get killed? Yes, you see? Locked him down for my teammate. We gotta go for this beacon here. Keep the pressure on because the game's almost over. That guy kind of saved me. We get that other guy? This guy's gonna kill me. I've only got one weapon. Yeah, we just need to push beacons. We don't really need to... Well, this guy's almost dead. Uh-oh. This game's actually a lot closer than it should be, and the thing is, we've got 5 players. We just need to sit on our beacons. This is where you don't go for kills. What you do is you go for beacons and you run the bar down. Prisma? No, I wouldn't use the Prisma. The reload's not good with the Prisma, and also the other thing too is that only works on like larger maps that are more open. I definitely wouldn't use it though. Which would be better with the blast shotguns, Raptor or Angler? Well, Raptor is stronger than the Angler. But I'm not sure after the rebalance, because I'm not sure what they changed. The first changes they had was to the Hawkeye, I think, which, I mean, I wasn't really using that drone on it anyways. So that wouldn't have affected. Others will get Splinters and Brissant. I can't really say because I think those weapons were the ones that I had before on here. I think they're getting a buff. I'm just not sure how good they're gonna be. Is the Lucha best free-to-play Titan? Can't tell you right now. We have to wait for the balance changes to come to the live server. I'm still kind of curious to see how the Indra is going to perform. Because I know it looks like a really bad nerf. But again, you got to put things into perspective. All the other Titans are getting a nerf too. So it may not be as bad as you might think. You know, like when I look at like the Mauler seems like pretty bad nerf. But we'll have to see. It's the only way. Okay, so hold on a second here. This is the original Dream Hangar. So is it Wenby? I'm not sure if you're in the chat. Thank you so much for participating in this week's episode of Dream Hangars. So let me just show you what I've ended up with here. Okay, so this build with the mace and the Ganjil. I'm using the showdown drone on this, but you could also use probably the reviver. Okay, so we changed the weapons, we changed the drone. This one, I have the Kieran on here. I had the hammer before. I don't think I changed anything else. This one I definitely changed. So we have Shredder and the Murex on this. Also the Reviver drone. So if you have any Reviver drones, they're definitely worth using right now on tanks. They seem to perform really well, or it seems to perform really well on tanks. This build works. Again, sword units. We were killing a lot of sword units, but you know, just other benefits. Just locking down like things like Atlas. But you need the paralysis on you. So the player's asking me, why do I run this? Because of the lockdown. But also, every time you use like advanced repair unit or unstable conduit, you get defense and also more damage. So you're amping up your damage even more, and you have the lockdown with more defense as well on top of that. So let's see. 7% additional damage, 5% when you use your unstable conduit. And then you get some defense points as well. Yeah, I think I prefer that drone over the Oppo, for sure. Now this one, I prefer the Oppo. So I think this one, it kind of helps. I'm just kind of deciding which pilot. This one works. I think either one works. Nerf the pilots, not the bots. You know, they really shouldn't nerf anything, even though I know that is what you were asking for. They shouldn't nerf anything. But the problem, so here's the problem though. I think players are under the impression that what Pixonic should do, they should balance things before it comes to the live server. Right? In an ideal world, yes, that would be nice. But realistically speaking, if we're being realistic here, it's impossible. Because the thing is, when you bring a new bot to the live server, you don't really know how it's going to change things. You know, like, for for example, it might shift the meta completely to another bot, which has happened before. And if that were the case, then you have an imbalance, and that's got to be corrected. But then if you correct that, then you affect how the other bots in the game perform. So you're always going to have that problem. What I'm more afraid of is that they don't nerf or buff anything. That's actually worse for the game, because what you'll find then is that when they release stuff, it will have to be more, like, it will have to be stronger than everything that exists already in the game. And if they took that route, that means all the older bots in the game will be obsolete. You might as well just sell it then. Right? Because if everything is not going to get touched and only the new stuff is going to be strong, you're forced, first of all, you'll be forced to basically pay for the new content. And all your old stuff will definitely be obsolete. That is like the worst case scenario, which I hope they don't take that route. But that's why I kind of prefer, I rather them balance, or at least try to balance things out, than to do it the way that I just said. Bjorn and Devourer untouched. That's because Devourer got a really bad nerf. And I don't think it needs another nerf. So yeah, I don't agree with that player. There's a reason why you don't see any Devourers in the games that I play. Like, you might see like 1 out of every 50 games maybe. The reason why is because it gets killed so easily. Speaking of which, if you're in a Indra, what you can do is just use your ability when they're in stealth, and you can kill them that way. Because the lasso will link to anything that's in stealth, and it can eventually kill them. This is why the Indra is getting a nerf. Why are they always strong, always never weak? No, sometimes they are weak. Doesn't happen often, but sometimes it does. So I remember when they came out with the shell, everyone thought the shell meta, was going to, like, that was going to be the next meta. Players were hyping up the shell. What players weren't paying attention to was that they buffed the Hellburner to the point where when you use your ability, you actually didn't lose any health. But if you looked at the stats, the Hellburner did more damage on its detonation. It was faster than the shell. It also, because it didn't have a physical shield, you couldn't use the shields to charge up your nuclear amps, which is a huge one. And I think the cooldown in between the abilities was shorter on the Hellburner. So basically, the Hellburner performed better than the shell in pretty much every category. Maybe the shell had more firepower, and yes, it could like bump you back a bit, but that was minor. I mean, the Hellburner was just faster, just better in every single way. That's why when the shell came out, a lot of players were using that and they started stacking their hangers. But then I was like, wait a minute, because we were looking at the stats and I was like, the Hellburner is actually better. So we started to see the Hellburner meta come back. I actually got reported because when I was running with Vox, we ran our Hellburner squad again. And we ran into one clan. They were heavily stacked on shells, but the thing is, the Hellburner was just destroying them. Like I'd run into a group of like 2 or 3 of them, I'd kill all of them. So it's not always that way. If you look at like Crisis, I know Crisis, because of the firepower and the Reapers, it was like meta, but if you look at it now, it's very fragile. Nurse wouldn't be as much. I think what I would rather prefer them to do, first of all, they need to be careful who they listen to, because I know a lot of players like to give advice to them, and those players really don't have a clue when it comes to balance. So they have to, like, if they're getting feedback, they need to get feedback from the players, like I think in Champion League, at least, like higher up, because they have a better understanding of the game and like some of the issues that could happen in terms of like meta. But what I would rather them prefer to do is, so you can release a bot if it's powerful. Yeah, fine. Don't nerf anything, and just let things play out. Only nerf it if it's absolutely necessary. Because like, how I'm trying to think. with like, so players wanted like the ducks nerfed, and yes, it needed a nerf, but then they wanted it nerfed again and again and again, to the point where like you don't even see it anymore. But the thing is, you can use like the ducks to counter the Tet. So the players that asked for the nerf to the ducks, and now they have the ducks, they're complaining that they can't kill the Tet. Well, they have a ducks, but then you ask them, well, you have a ducks, right? Yeah, but it got nerfed. Did you ask for the nerf? Yes, because it was too powerful and it was killing me. You know what I mean? Their logic isn't like, doesn't make sense. So they got to be careful who they ask. Nerf the weapon, the damage. I mean, I would have preferred if they just focused on like different designs for bots rather than focusing on the power thing. But I understand why they actually do that, because players buy into power. And when I say buy into power, I don't mean like they necessarily have money and they will spend on it, although players do that. If you go onto the test server, and all the free players, you ask them to run on the test server, you will notice that they will start to pick the strongest bots in the game, or on the test server, the strongest weapons, and they won't just build one. Like if you gave them the freedom to build, you know, however many they want, you will notice they start running multiples. And by doing that, Pixonic is observing their behavior. So they know that if players, the free players, are doing that, this is what they most likely will go for. So this is why things are structured the way that they do. So it's like not just the paying players' fault, it's also like to some extent the free players that are on the test server, you know, some of their feedback. But they can see by numbers, they can see everything. It's very obvious. I mean, it's, you know, I hate to say this, but it's even obvious in my videos. Because if I put out like a video on like an old bot, you will notice that the views are really low. But if I put out a video on like something that will like break the game kind of thing, the views are really high. Why do you think that is? It's not by fluke or anything. There's a reason behind it. You about to upgrade the ducks? They didn't nerf the ducks again, did they? Is that's actually a pretty decent counter to the Tet. Lower league players will invest and dominate them. Well, the thing too also, what players need to understand, so if you're in a lower league and like you got say like a Teth or you got like a Rex, yes, you will have the new content and you know, you can consider it being like meta. The thing is, if you start winning more games, what happens to your league, right? You actually climb leagues fast. So the players that do get stomped on, they may not actually see you for very long because you'll be progressing, and this is how it should be. This is why you see so many players drop down in leagues. The thing is, they have maxed hangers. The reason why they do that is because they don't want to actually face the strong players. The ones in Champion League that actually know how to play, they don't want to face them because they just get stomped on. They're providing like free silver basically. The oldies in videos just don't... Yeah, yep. And I know players will give you the argument about how like the free players want to see that. Well, if that were true, the numbers will show. You like the Kaji and the sword more? You would think the Kaji would be more toxic. You know what? I'm actually kind of surprised. I'm surprised that we don't see more Kajis out there. Because the thing is, we see more sword units. And you could argue, well, the Kaji's newer, but not... I don't know if I could make that argument. Because even when the sword unit came out, I think you notice more sword units in the game. Like, a lot more. now even more than back then. But I'm just saying that, so when the Kaiji came out and I was testing it, I was like, man, this thing's gonna end the sword unit's reign. It's like, if you go in a flight and those mines hit you, man, you're finished. But we still don't, I mean, we see Kajis, just not that many. It's so boring. Well, maybe that's the reason why. But yeah, it can kill sword units very, very easily. Well, not just sword units, anything with a shield. Because I remember when we were testing it out, we tested it out on the ultimate Hechi. And I killed that thing so fast. I was like, wait, what the? I was like, so the blast is going all the way through the absorber shield. And we're like, oh yeah. I was like, so wait, if it does that, what about sword unit? And sure enough, it was like 2 or 3 mines and the sword unit's dead. They don't even have a chance to even dash. It's like they go into flight and they dead. Rex is also untouched. Well, Rex just came out. You can't, I know, so when a new bot comes out, I know players want the thing nerfed straight away. The thing is, there's a number of reasons why you shouldn't do that. First of all, players haven't adapted to the new bot. So they have to kind of figure out what's a counter. If you're going to nerf it straight away, when you finally do find the counter, it's going to actually be almost like a double nerf or triple nerf. So you got to be careful when you do that. And you need to give players enough time to adapt. So just to kind of give you an example, like I was reading on Reddit, players were saying that the Rex is balanced because they could kill it. And I'm like thinking, it's the first week. Let the players at least adapt and learn to play it. You may think otherwise, because I've run the Rex and I've had some crazy runs with it. If we start seeing more, you can almost be sure that those same players that said it was easy to kill, they're going to start complaining and they will want it nerfed. But this is my point. You know, you gotta give the time. You gotta give the game time. Like if there's new content, you gotta give it time because you need to find the counters, whether it be you or others. And once that starts spreading throughout the community, whatever it is going to be more manageable. You have to give it time. You can't just assume and then just nerf or whatever based on that. Even though it's low level, it's very... Yeah, and the other thing too, so with the Kaiji, like if you have the pilot, it EMPs. So you can't use your EMP. It slows you down too. So whether you kill them or whether your teammates do, it's probably going to end up in you being dead. The ultimate. Yeah, they shouldn't be nerfing ultimate stuff. I mean, if they're going to be doing that, then... there's got to be 2 things that they should probably do if they want to, satisfy their customer. One's going to be compensation of some sort. Not for the full thing, but at least getting something back because of the nerfs. Or the other, probably the better option is not making it so expensive. Both to upgrade and to just get in general. Because you're losing value, you're just slicing the value like that by nerfing it. Gaming Fun, I don't do hangar reviews anymore. I used to do hangar reviews for free at the end of my live streams. But players got really toxic when I didn't choose their hangar. So they started disliking my videos, and then you just saw all the toxic comments in the chat. And I was like, okay, well, if that's how it's going to be, because I was doing it for free, I didn't have to. Now it's a feature of the membership. So if you're a member of the channel, when I do hangar reviews for my members, then I will be able to take a look at that. But yeah, I don't do hangar reviews anymore for free at the end because of that reason. Okay, so anyways, guys, getting back to the Dream Hangar. So this is the original one. Once again, thank you very much to Wenby for your Dream Hangar. Thank you for participating. And if you guys would like a chance to be featured in a future Dream Hangars episode, make sure you post your Dream Hangar in the comments once the stream is done. So pretty much what you see up on the screen, although they didn't include their Titan and their mothership, I would do that as well. Also include your pilot ID because there is a prize. I don't know what the prize is going to be yet because I'm still waiting for approval. So Wenby, yeah, there is going to be a prize. And I will probably send it, once we do the giveaway for that. So just letting you know in advance. And yeah, so that's going to be it. Before I get going, thank you very much to Dark Warrior, Lone, Dominic, Kind Dice, Peter, Cold, and Alex for helping to moderate today's live stream. Much appreciated. If they have YouTube channels, make sure to check them out. And also thank you to you guys for dropping by. If you enjoyed the stream, if you enjoy Dream Hangars rather, make sure to hit that thumbs up. Also, if you are purchasing anything through the web shop, I do have a creator code, Adrian Chong, without any spaces, and that goes towards supporting the channel so that I can continue to do War Robots content for you guys, whether it be in the form of videos, live streams, Dream Hangars, the baby account, Secrets Revealed, or the series that I have on my channel. It would definitely be appreciated. Also, Yura mentioned when I started the stream that they tried to use my creator code, it wasn't working. Yeah, just keep on trying because sometimes it works for some things and sometimes it doesn't, but every bit counts. And yeah, would be greatly appreciated. And thanks in advance. Okay, so that's going to be it, guys. Thank you guys for dropping by. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed the stream. And until the next live stream, I will catch you guys later. Cheers, guys.